All right, so they're readied up. All right, guys, so we got another round here in the Big Little Lake Blitz World Series $200 tournament. We got Zain and Kwos right now playing. Both players have not lost yet. Both players won their original prelim matches decisively, 4-1 and 4-0, you can see here. So the loser of this is going to drop down to the loser bracket. The winner of this is going to go on. Zain and Kwos, possibly two of the stronger players in this tournament right now, certainly looking like it. So this will be a very, very interesting match. Quick shout out to the sponsors. Apple, Syndrome, MS372, Schmo, Code Stella, Code Soar, and Jericho. Thanks for supporting, guys. All of you who've put more money in this stream and previous streams this month is going towards the tournament next month. We're going to get another $200 tournament going. Yeah, the fun never stops around here until we take over the world. So let's get it going. Zain and Kwos are both here. We got Zain in yellow. All right, let's hit it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another round of the Blitz World Series.
Oh my goodness gracious, and my excitement, the energy in the Blitz pit right now is palpable. Palpable is the word. It means you can feel it. You can feel the energy. So we got Zain in yellow fighting out of Pakistan in the bottom right, Kwos in red fighting out of Jordan in the top left. Both players, they're tried and true right now. They both won their first prelim matches pretty much 4-0. I think Kwos did lose a point, or maybe Zain lost a point to someone. Anyway, they're both pretty much 4-0. They're looking so strong right now. It is a double elimination tournament again. So the loser of this is not out of the tournament, but you really want to make it all the way through, because whoever wins through the winner bracket, then the loser bracket will have to beat that guy twice in the championship. So you definitely don't want to be losing points early on. So both these players, they want it, they know each other, and they're both traditional top level players. Throughout this tournament so far, we've seen a lot of matches where we got one player who's more of a blitz player, one player who's more traditional, you know, that kind of thing. Both these players, high-level traditional players, and both have good blitz experience. So this is going to be really interesting to see. The Soviet versus Soviet matchup, and Kwos up super early. And this is where Kwos is super dominant right now. You know, in a lot of senses, he's one of the top classic Soviet players playing right now currently, and he's really coming into form right now. He's decisively up on rhinos. He's got some fodder in the mix. He's bringing that base stretch, and he's looking to put the pressure on early, control the tempo of this game, and hopefully control the tempo of the whole series. Now, Barracks on the front line, bringing out conscripts. I've seen a lot of these top players really good, making good use of their conscripts in this tournament. You can't underestimate these units, especially on a map like this. Conscripts are a slow unit, obviously, but on a map like this where your opponent's on your doorstep, you use the battle bunkers, you use your conscripts as fodder. And as I say that, Zain possibly looking for a little backdoor action. Okay, calls himself back. Zain out now on 2 war factories. Kwos still pumping away. Kwos out now with 6 oils, opting for a higher oil strategy. Zain only on 3 oils. Now Zain on his 4th. And so Kwos on the defensive. He has that bunker on the top side, nothing in it. And Zain gonna try to push here while that bunker's empty. Conscripts pushing in, Rhinos pushing in. Not liking his odds, I don't think. He is gonna push a little bit here. Kwos just kind of giving up that bunker, letting him take that. That was a good hit from Zain. He saw the top side was undefended. He went in there, made something happen. Decent little exchange, but Kwos is still up here. And Zain has himself stretched out a little bit. So now Kwos' turn to poke in a little bit, see what he can do. Kwos now making use of his conscripts. Take out that sentry gun. Another sentry gun from Zain now. And tank battle. Oh, yep. And Kwos does pull ahead here, and that's where we're going to see Kwos. Dominate in this series. I think that's going to be his bread and butter. Is just these classic tank battles. I think that's where his skills are really going to come into form. So. Quite a bit up on rhinos right now on 3 war factories. Just Zain infinitely behind right now. He has a radar. He could have maybe got a deso out or something, but that's pretty devastating. Soviet versus Soviet, you know, not a lot you can do against Kwos there. Zain calls GG. Kwos looking strong, but yeah, I think that is one of the faction matchups that certainly favored for him. So let's see now. Now Zain gets his. Now Zain gets. Now Zain. Oh, sorry. Now we go America now. Allied versus Allied now. QN with the hydrate. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Artie, that's absolutely right. Kwos is a scary player. That's just the perfect word for it. He's really really coming to form, and I mean he's really tough. I feel like to a lot of players, you know, slightly like second level outside the community, his name isn't as well known right now, but he's hanging with the best of them. You know, and players kind of come and go too. Top level players, they take breaks, they don't play for a while. Kwos has been playing pretty consistently for a while now, and yeah, really really tough. Me and with the voice change, we can do a little voice change.
We got Kwos in the top left and Zain in the bottom right. And Kwos is looking really fucking OP. But Zain's also a serial killer and really wants the $200. So let's see what he can do.
Bum bum bum. You guys are spamming him right now. The lucky unicorn. The lucky unicorn. He is down right now. I think the lucky unicorn's fair. He's down. Why not give him the lucky unicorn? Try to even this up. Lucky unicorn out now for Zain. We'll see if we can get 1-1. Give ourselves a good match. And Zain bringing the early Grizzlies and is slightly ahead. See, Kwos always on the ball with his fodder though. Fodder's one of those things. If you can afford it, if you can afford the time and the money, you got to have it. Makes a big difference. And Kwos never neglects his fodder. Could be making a lot of difference in these tank v tank battles. So Zain's allied looking pretty nice here. Needs to be careful about the pillboxes, but he is up on tanks. But without the fodder and a Rocky in that mix as well. So Zain does come out on top there. Rocky gonna chase, try to take that smoking grizzly. Ooh, Eagle coming in, Eagle scouting. That Eagle does get another hit, so that other Grizzly's gonna go down. And Kwos now countering with his own Rockies. How are the finances holding up? Zain spread himself pretty thin on money, unfortunately, and does have to bring out a power plant right now. Has an oil cooking right now, but as he starts bottoming out, watch Zain's money. Zain now bottoming out. His production is going to fall behind. We'll see if he can make something happen here. He's up right now, but it's going to even out fairly quickly with his financial position. Forced to buy a Patriot missile, and so Zain not able to get through the window while it's open there, and so he's going to have to kind of resettle. And both players here may be considering what this looks like to drop into a middle game. But as I say that, Zain pushing topside, trying to find an opening. No IFE in that group, going to have to pull out decent amount of Rockies from Kwos. Looking a little scary, can get a lot of chip damage in there. Zain counters with his own Rockies, is going to lose them. He is out Rockied there. Still no IFE on the board. Kwos has an IFE, Zain opting for a Patriot missile. Super early tech from Kwos. We see Kwos out now with the Battle Lab. Battle Lab from Kwos, and his financial situation is looking pretty decent. He's on, what's he got, 6 oils? 6 oils for tech, pretty good. Ooh, AFC Wars, never looking good, never looking good. You do not want to lose those AFC Wars. Allied versus Allied, that is the absolute standard meta right now. It's just how it goes. You get your Eagles out, you control the other guy's AFC, and it's absolutely devastating. And you don't want to see it happen. You lose a lot of money. 2 Eagles and an AFC. It's a massive financial burden. Oh, Prism Tank out now. Prism Tank out now, and that early tech push, and again hits the AFC, and we'll see that all day long from Kwos in this battle. Unless you hard counter, which is so difficult. 3 Eagle bombs will take the AFC, and Zain just forced to continuously build it. Doesn't have the anti-air in that group, pushes for a second, brings the IFVs. Kwos doing a really good job running his diverse attack right now. Able to control the tempo of this game with his air units, his prism tanks. He's now in the water. He's now contesting Zain's hold on the water. And so Kwos looking to control land, air, and sea at the moment, and he may be able to do it if he uses these prism tanks correctly. I was thinking he'd use the prism tanks to take the destroyer. Ooh, and Kwos's Rocky's getting a lot of damage on those Grizzlies down there. Ooh, but Zain picks up the elite IFV. And those Rockies are AFK in the bottom left. That elite IFV could go to work, but Zain has more important things going on. Is losing his grip on the water. Oh, tries to dive on that oil, but Kwos force shields that oil. That's a big move. It's going to put him low power, but a big move. And so Kwos right now, Kwos is just trying to control the board. He's got his chrono out. He can backdoor some Prism Tanks and end this game. Zain, nice little counter punch to slow things down, takes that Battle Lab. That's always good to try to slow down your opponent. Once they're on Battle Lab tech, good things are not coming your way. So keeping that controlled is nice, but unfortunately, this push on the bottom side could prove absolutely detrimental. There's a lot of Mirages and a lot of Prism Tanks, and Zain is stuck with a lot of Grizzlies. And Kwos on 14k, by the way. And so Zain, you see Zain's kind of having to Matador right now, kind of trying to hide behind his buildings. He kind of has to just sacrifice his buildings right now to try to slow the army down. Chooses to push in here. He does have his Prism Tanks in a very nice position. Oh, and Zain's Rockies allowing him to give a big edge right now. The elite Prism Tank. Oh my god, and Kwos is not able to counter it. Zain now with an elite Prism Tank, and Kwos, pretty serious blunder there, not bringing any anti-air into that group. So those Rockies were able to have a field day, and now does Zain look to counterpunch? Kwos is naked right now. Kwos has got nothing left to defend himself. That was a big swing right there. Really well played counter from Zain. If you watch that, the way he was behind his buildings, baiting Kwos's army in, brought those prisms in, kept him at range, and then the Rockies came and saved the day with the lack of anti-air. And Kwos able to rush these prisms with those Grizzlies. Always unfortunate. You hate to see a prism go down. They have paper thin armor. You have to be so careful with them. Does allow himself to lose a lot of his edge here. And Kwos just going to continue to smother those Prism Tanks with the Grizzlies, which is really unfortunate for Zain. So Zain, okay, so where has the dust settled here? And now Zain taking the AFC wars to Kwos. Now Zain controlling the AFC. Kwos does have his Chrono ready, but he's got no tanks for it. Maybe just going to try to Chrono some Grizzlies in the back door, hit a Battle Lab maybe? We'll see. Yeah, the double Battle Lab, that's funny. Zain looking pretty strong right now. I think you guys in chat are going to be a little behind the times. Okay. Ooh, and a nice offensive chrono hit. So Kwos just chrono hitted Zain's Prism Tanks into the water. It's a nice way to slow him down because Kwos has some serious catching up to do. Kwos doesn't even have a War Factory right now. And if Zain just keeps controlling the AFC, Zain's just going to keep bombing Kwos's AFC. Yeah, Kwos on 40k. So he can use these now he needs to bring the Rockies in to attack the Grizzlies. Okay, so now just slowly roll. Just target the anti-air with the Prism Tanks. Gonna get a big chain reaction here. Yeah, Zain, I feel like, is just looking like he's warming up a little bit. He was just playing a little bit sloppy early on. Now he's coming into form a little bit, but you can still see a bit of a hesitation in him. I know he was sick earlier this week. I think he still maybe didn't get the reps in he wanted on this map. And you see a little bit of hesitation from Zain right now. You know, there probably is an opportunity for him just to drop the hammer, and he's just kind of questioning it. But a $200 tournament, there's no reason to rush yourself. He's got 2 minutes left. He does want to end the game. No reason to let it go to points, but he's got time to systematically stomp Kwos out here. No reason to take any risks. And as I say that, he pushes in, Kwos throws the G's. Zain takes it home. And the Lucky Unicorn looking super OP right now. I got to take that thing off, only for 1 point. It's unfair to leave it up for too long. So now we see Kwos goes Soviet versus Zain's allied. And, whoops, okay. Oh yeah, Zain's super strong. One of the top guys in the game right now for sure. Oh, Mia, and you redeemed a hype dance? We'll get a hype dance going. 1-1 series. I'm feeling a hype dance. I think that was about, man, that was about the perfect timing for a hype dance. I'll tell you that. Yeah, this is going to be, and Kwos is looking for a quick win here. Zain knows exactly what's coming. The question is, can he counter it? Hype dance, hype dance, hype dance. Woo! All right. And that's it. I mean, a point like this, it's a best of 7. Your Soviet versus Allied versus Kwos is just going to be so difficult. The early rush is going to be so detrimental. It's going to be so quick, is my guess. And for Zain, the question is, you almost feel like, all right, what am I gonna do here? You know, but you know what's gonna happen at the same time, and you're a top level player. So, and I think this is exactly what we should see from Zain. So we see a conservative build from Zain. You see himself boxing around his MCV, so he's able to protect himself better. And Kwos not stretching as aggressively as I thought he might. I thought Kwos would try to storm down the gates right away. So Zain out with an early Grizzly and sending him on a quest. Early Grizzly on a quest, that's never the move. And so Zain with the Frankenstein defense, and the Frankenstein defense is just straight Grizzlies. How do you counter Rhinos? Grizzlies. And the interesting thing about the Frankenstein defense is that, well, normally people say that's the exact opposite thing you should do. But at a top level with enough control, enough strategy, enough tank control, enough fodder, a little bit of luck, some pillboxes, the Frankenstein defense is very, very possible. But against a top level player like Kwos, it's certainly scary. And like I said, there's a little bit of luck involved. I'd like to see some more fodder for Zain. Fodder's a big part of this. Mr. Biffy, the APOC. I don't think the APOC's the move, man. The APOC's almost never the move. Unless you're up by so much that it doesn't matter what you're doing. APOCs are sometimes the move. Just never in a competitive match that I've ever seen. But, alright. Here we go. And Kwos showing a lot of respect for Zain's defense right now. The pillboxes can come up super quick. You can get yourself in a mess, get yourself overcommitted. And as the Soviet player here, I think you're pretty comfortable reinforcing your position. More Rhinos on the way. It does take a little bite here. Working the perimeter, gonna hit that barracks. And you see again, Zain forced to, you can't just charge in. You have to kind of matador behind your buildings. You might have to sacrifice some buildings. But if you can come out on top, if you can stay alive, that's the win for you. Need a pillbox from Zain here. Need a pillbox from Zain. Where's the pillbox? Ooh, super late on the pill. Oh, goes for a prism tower. Prism tower a bit out of position as well. Could have had a couple pillboxes. When you have a very mobile attacking Soviet player, the prism towers are nice. Obviously, they do more damage. But the problem is a very mobile attacking Soviet player can work around it faster. And you might be better off bringing in multiple pillboxes. Thinks about moving the MCV, decides not to, loses the MCV. GI is a little late to the party. And now Kwos is just playing the game called work around the pillboxes, click the buildings, no MCV. There goes the barracks. And that's GG. Zain calls it. Yeah, so Zain, it was deceptive. It was a little bit closer than it looked on that battle. Zain could have held on there, but the question is, it's one of those situations where it's like, oh, Zain maybe could have survived if he maybe did this or that, but when you look on the back end, the macro game outside of that particular attack, Zain was in trouble. And it would have been pretty difficult. It is hard to say, though. I mean, a game like that, it's so tempting to be like, oh, Soviet OP. But we've seen Allied's actually won more on this map versus Soviet. Oh, it's a counter strategy. You want your enemy to build APOCs. Yeah, I like that. You need a barracks for a pillbox? Wait, did Zain not have a barracks at one point? He couldn't build a pillbox? The Konyard. When the Konyard explodes, it gives a hero character. So a Boris or a Tanya. Small, that is quite possibly the best idea you've ever had. The MCV giving a hero character. That's a big idea, Small. That's a big idea. All right. So we move into game number 4 now. So now Zain with his Soviet, and Zain gets the top side as well. So Kwos bringing the Frankenstein as well. Just super early Grizzlies. Opting for a bunch of oils instead of his AFC. The early AFC is kind of a double-edged sword. It's if you do it and then you start pushing Rockies and Eagles, you can go broke pretty quick. But the AFC is really nice to get that early paradrop. The early paradrop can make or break. It makes a huge difference. The early defense, those free units, is absolutely huge. Obviously, Yuri's Revenge GIs are OP. And instead, Kwos forced to build GIs. Building GIs when you're broke is, well, you never know. I'm not good enough to question Kwos. So, Zain bringing a topside quest, got a group of conscripts, going to smoke some cigarettes, go hang out on the cliff, see what they can do. Dr. Cortex, I think that is a great idea. Elite Rhino should go to an Elite APOC. You should never stop evolving, and then you become a Kirov after that. All right, so Zain, as Soviet, I've said it 1,000 times, I'll say it 1,000 more. There's a window of opportunity in the early game. The Soviet player needs to win during that window, or at least make a huge hit on the Allied player. And you can't move into the middle game against Allied and let them move in unscathed. Once they get their economy flow and their tech going. And I love this backdoor mission from Zain. The conscripts just ran around the entire map. These conscripts are track stars right now. They ran across the entire map. They're exhausted. And they took out the war factory. And honestly, the conscripts are the MVPs right now. That taking out that war factory and slowing down his production, and Kwos was up with a battle lab. Kwos would be pumping mirages right now. And Kwos does have enough to hold for a second here, so he'd be pumping pumping mirages, and those mirages coming late to the party could make a huge difference. But Zain's still not comfortably up by any means right now. Kwos is looking super strong with those Grizzlies. See all that fodder in the mix? That makes a huge difference. That's exactly what you need against the Soviet player. Yeah, interesting. Wow, and Kwos, look at that fodder, the way he's putting that fodder in front, microing those dogs, and now Kwos, a storm of GIs. And so now you see Zain, when you see those kind of GIs, the Deso's going to be super late to the party right now. So a big difference, ooh, hopefully that doesn't, big chain reaction. That's pretty nasty. So Zain, a barracks on the front line, on his front line down there, could have made a big difference. That would have been nice for Zain to have that Deso on the front line. Nick, a nice dive on this oil, and now up on that cliff can take another oil. Can he snipe one more oil? Ooh, questionable tank control, a little bit of pathing issues there. And Kwos jumps in the water. Kwos is pumping his mirages, and this is what I'm talking about. Now we're moving into a mid game. And the question is, did Zain get enough done during that opening? Because that's where Soviet's edge is that early game. And I don't know. I don't know if Zain really got enough done there. Kwos is broke. It's a decent financial hit. Kwos is only on 4 oils. But Zain, as you guys see, Zain kind of chomping at the bit. He's hungry right now. He wants to make something else happen. Trying to use the Desos to counter the Dolphins. That's pretty heads up. It can work, certainly. So now Zain, now here's the big thing though. As a Soviet player, you've got to try to take advantage of your window in the opening game, in the early game. If you can't, as soon as you see it switching to mid-game, you got to switch to mid-game. You got to be careful. Now the mirages are coming, boom. And Zain, that top-level counter right there, moving quick. Zain out with his early tech. He's got his Iron Curtain rolling. He's got his reactor. He's got his battle lab. He's got a Boris on the field. He's got his Desos. So Zain looking pretty comfortable here, but definitely needs to neutralize this aircraft carrier. Okay, aircraft carrier goes down. Kwos has a decent little army here. Just needs to watch those Desos. And you see, as I say that, Kwos is sniping those Desos out. The Desos are the Mirage counter. Absolutely massive damage on those kind of tanks. Ooh, oh no. What's Zain's move here? What is Zain's move? Oh god, Force Shield. Okay, all right. Ooh, oh, Zain pretty heavily hits his own tanks. Sells the Iron Curtain, sells the nuke reactor. Not in time. The nuke reactor does go down. So those Desos, man, that was razor thin margin there. And hits the battle lab. Kwos, ooh. Kwos with the heavy 1-2 punch there. Is able to dive, plays off perfectly on that Force Shield, comes back in, takes the Iron Curtain, the nuke reactor, and an oil derrick, and then snipes the battle lab. So Zain back now on sticks and stone tech, trying to catch up, and Kwos has another wave of mirages coming as we speak. Yeah, yep, looking pretty tough right now for Zain. Kwos also has a Tanya, gonna try to get in the water and take out that naval yard. And Tanya does get the naval yard, which is unfortunate. It's pretty much the only thing Zain has going for him. Zain trying to rebuild his tech now, does have a battle lab out. Kwos on 20k. Yeah, gonna be tough. Drones, where are the Desos? Do we got some Desos coming? Oh, there's Deso around the front line. Oh, that's a good push. Good use of the Deso. That Deso was hiding? Was the Deso hiding? He tricked me and he tricked Kwos. Perfect Deso hit, and that tilted the tides big there. That was a big, big hit right now. And Zain out now with some drones, his Iron Curtain, and a Kirov. If he's going down swinging, shaking and baking. Kwos has got his 3 Eagles out. And Zain doing a good job controlling the center of the map with those little flak boats. That's always nice. Takes out another Eagle. So Eagles are kind of the bread and butter right now. Kwos would have liked to snipe that battle lab before the Iron Curtain came out. And so Kwos right now, oh, this is going to be a big chain reaction. Here we go. The Kurov's going to hit the oil. It's going to take every Force Shield. God, let's play a game called How Many Times Today Will Ivor Forget That the Force Shield Exists? And why not more? Why not more Kurovs from Zain? Oh, Zain's broke. That's why. So Zain is broke. Zain is broke. Yeah, he took a pretty big financial hit there early on, and he's broke. And that's not good. As you move into a mid-late game in Blitz, you want to have a rolling economy. You want to be building on all 4 tabs. And Zain being broke at this point in the game is not good. Little split here from Zain. And this could be big. Oh, so Kwos sees it with the Eagles. Just going to get a bunch. Kwos now has 8 Eagles. Double AFCs is really, really scary. And Zain brings out a nuke.
2 minutes remaining.
2-minute warning. Nice Iron Curtain. So Zain's going to use the Iron Curtain to try to take out his army now. And he pushes on the bottom side as well. Could get a big chain reaction on this bottom side. Going to go after the Weather Storm. Oh, he could have targeted the oil instead. He does get the Weather Storm. And that's a good point hit as well as we move into the 2-minute warning. Oh, picks up the oil on the top side. Going to snipe another oil. Nice chain reaction. Going to take some IFVs with it. That's a good hit from Zain. And honestly, attacking that Weather Storm could have just been a red herring. I mean, he did get it. That was nice, but it pulled Kwos' attention away from that top side where he's able to get something done. Nice amount of flax in that group. Kwos does pick up an elite Grizzly. Here come these Eagles. Lot of Eagles. You know, Zain's got that Force Shield ready to go. Swoops in with those Rockies, able to snuff those out. Here come the Eagles. Not even close. Some routing issues there, I think. And over the water, loses all of his Eagles. So Zain now way ahead right now. Let's see if Zain can make something happen as we move into the final minute of the game.
Player defeated.
And Kwos quits out. We've seen Kwos do that before. When you're in that position in Blitz, might as well let the clock run and see how the dust settles. But Kwos gives it up to Zain. And what an absolute tug-of-war of a match. Back and forth, the tempo, the momentum, the armies. Big moves by both players. Not so much really mistakes or blunders, but just really, really good moves by their opponent, realistically. Let's pull up. I think we got a replay here. Oh, yeah, the conscripts on the top side, that super early conscript rush, they came from the other side of the map. They ran all the way around and took that war factory. Zain wasn't able to close out from there, but like I mentioned, in these allied versus allied matchups, or I mean, sorry, in these in the Soviet versus allied matchup, sorry, getting the faction set. In the Soviet versus allied matchups, trying to slow down the early allied player and making the allied player limp into the mid game a little bit less comfortable than they wanted to. And I think those conscripts early on right there made a big, big difference. But obviously 107 amazing plays after that. And we bring ourselves to a 2-2 series. What a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. All right, all right. Yeah, Kwos is so much money. Trying to catch up on the chat here. And somehow we say Luke used the Force shield. Oh, that's funny. Luke used the when Luke's playing. Luke used the Force. Yeah. So there is a yeah. Ja's making a good point. The allied player, it's a little bit harder to manage your economy because there's so much you can be doing. I think. It's tricky, but you know the whole blitz mechanic with oils and stuff, it is kind of difficult. You need so much early on, and then you end up pumping so much late, and it's kind of hard to be used to that. But anyway, it does go both ways. Zain actually doing a good job. You're probably better off. You want to just have a few thousand. Like 20k isn't the goal. If you have 20k, it means you were building too many oils or you're not building enough units. Chris brings $20. Oh my goodness gracious. That is amazing. Chris, $20 donated to the next month's tournament. And the great thing about a $20 donation like that is that I'm going to match it. So your $20 just evolved into $40. That's $40 towards next month's tournament. Great stuff. All right, so let's get back here. Zain now in with got some GIs trying to counter. Kwos bringing the early conscripts. And here comes the Rhino rush, the Connie rush. And Zain again with the Frankenstein defense, just pumping those early Grizzlies. Good pillbox, forces them into that bottleneck, and a bit of a misconception here for Kwos that he has to attack in that bottleneck. You know, the whole point of this map is Kwos can just drive around the bottleneck, but choosing to kind of just bullhead his way in here, smashing into those pillboxes, and you see Zain hiding behind him, not going to throw his tanks till he needs to. And again, that's just top level play. This matadoring. It's like you're fighting a bull. You know, you gotta keep feigning, kind of going back and forth, misdirection. Pulls one Rhino out of position there. That's great for Zain. But again, it's just so relentless. I mean, the Rhino push early on is absolutely relentless. And it takes, like I said, a little bit of luck, a diverse look. You need a few different things going on, and the base walk from Kwos as well. The sentry guns. Only thing Kwos doesn't have is any infantry in this group, but Kwos does pull ahead now with his sentry gun out. Zain now out with a Rocky, gonna try to get some chip damage in. Zain starting to run broke. Zain does bring out a Prism Tower. Good placement on that Prism Tower. Does hit the War Factory though. Gonna slow down his defenses. GIs in the backside. GIs take out a War Factory. The GIs do take out the War Factory. It's only one of two, unfortunately. So Kwos's Rhino stream is not going to really slow down, which is unfortunate. Zain does lose another oil Derrick now. And these Rockies can get a lot of chip damage in, but at what cost to Zain's economy? Flak track now coming in. Kwos going to pull out for the time being. Yep, get the Flax in play. Try to counter those Rockies. Zain's got a floating power plant. And that's why, so again, we're seeing here, I think, you know, it's so tempting. These top level players always want to stretch their bases. They want to stretch, they want to expand. And I think as an allied player, allied versus Sov, I don't know. I think you turtle in a little bit. You know, that early base expansion from Zain just got snuffed out. Huge toll on his economy, his tech. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't really make sense to me. But maybe it's one of those things where it's like, if you stretch, you might die. If you don't stretch, you will die. You know, controlling the map control, spreading out is huge. Needs to target that elite with those Rockies. And Zain going for a big counter punch on the bottom right. Gonna try to dive on the MCV? No way. No way. Oh my god. So Zain with a counter punch does hit his MCV, but was it just a spite check that you do as you go down with nothing left to give? Unfortunately, that is very, very possible, because he is going to lose his own MCV in the process. Brings out an engineer, was going to try to repair. A nice little counter punch from Zain. Hats off to him for looking downfield. But yeah, not enough. Syndrome, no. The amount of money you have does not affect your score at the end. Syndrome with the 5-month sub. Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate it, buddy. Much appreciated. Like I mentioned, guys, all the money this stream, I'm matching it. It's going towards the tournament next month. We're running this again. It's even going to be a bigger tournament next month. So keep in mind, guys, any of you guys who do want to play in this tournament, it's not just the 8 players in the very top. We're doing 3 different divisions. So the first, like Division 3 will literally be people who hardly know the game. So no matter what skill level you are, if you want to play in this next tournament, it's going to be a lot of fun. Message me on Discord. Hit me up. We'll get everyone in there. We'll get you in your own division, so we'll get you some fair games. And presumably, if you're an amazing terrible player, you can move through all of the divisions. Someone would have the opportunity to play with the pros in the top division. So I'm looking for players. Message me on Discord if you want to play. Dr. Cortex, you're already on the list, buddy. You're already on the list. All right. And Kwos out now with the early GIs, the early GI counter, the GI defense, and not a defense, the early GI offense. Here we come. Oh, and the dog on the backside. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. I don't think Zain has a counter here. And Kwos spreading those GIs out. And as we say that Sov's OP, Kwos is going to take home a game. 2 elite GIs in that group. Absolutely detrimental. He needs to try to bait the building. Oh, doesn't run over the elite. Oh my god. And the Grizzlies behind it. Oh, and Zain sells off his stuff. GG. Kwos takes it home. As a quick reminder, guys, if you're enjoying the action, you want to see more, please follow me on YouTube. I need 500 more followers to get to 1,000 so YouTube starts paying me. When YouTube starts paying me, I put the money back to the players. We get more games, more content. So, wow. So Kwos takes that last one, and so interesting to be saying, you know, I mean, I love it because both players were having a really difficult time Allied versus Soviet. And so then Kwos was like, screw it. Like, why even deal with the rhinos? So he brings the super early GIs, and Zain hadn't seen it all series. You know, with some players, when you're playing Ed or some of these other players, you're always expecting it. We've seen the GI push on this map, though, be pretty OP, and that's why it's so important to get an early scout and then use that information. And then there are some counters if you see it coming. A flak tracks can be nice. The Deso push is difficult, but anyway, yeah, Zain didn't see it coming. He got caught off guard, and Kwos took it home.